A devastating blow for hundreds of producers.
This will send ripples around the Australian winemaker industry.
China's Ministry of Commerce announcing a so-called security deposit scheme after a preliminary investigation determined Australian winemakers were dumping wine at a discount rate, causing substantial damage to the domestic industry.
The idea that Australia somehow subsidises our wine industry for it to be able to dump or sell its product below cost on international markets is a falsehood. It is wrong, and the findings of this preliminary investigation are erroneous in fact and in substance.
Australian wine will face effective tariffs of between 107 and 212%, the measure putting $1.3 billion a year in exports to the industry's biggest market at risk.
They will have the effect of rendering largely unmarketable, unviable the Chinese wine industry or the Chinese wine market.
Agriculture Minister David Littleproud says it breaks trading rules.
These imposing of these tariffs are relating to other matters rather than any wrongdoing by the wine industry. If that is the case, that would be in contravention of the trading rules that Australia undertakes with all nations that we have free trade agreements and expect to be treated in return.
The cumulative impact of China's trade sanctions against a number of Australian industries during the course of this year does give rise to the perception that these actions are being undertaken as a result or in response to some other factors. The doing so is completely incompatible with the commitments that China has given through the China-Australia Free Trade Agreement and through the World Trade Organisation.
Treasury wine estates fell more than 11% in Friday trade before requesting a halt.
There will be a lot of concerned producers right now in Australia, and that is something that we need to take very, very seriously.
The move follows tariffs on barley announced in May, just as tourists had begun returning to bushfire-ravaged farming communities.
China's a tyranny. It's the Chinese people are good people, but the regime that runs it is a tyranny.
The temporary wine tariffs have no fixed end date. Claire Toddhunter, Sky News.